Especially since I said I was going to play on Friday anyway, and that didn't happen. I hope Naomi doesn't get mad about the Nook thing. So I feel like that's going to be part of the story. If Ashley tells it. It's the future year 20XDX, and this is my hour. Max is come and gone, and we're hoping a good number of folks we reached out to will be there today at my big event, Funplex Type 2. This is a make or break moment for me. A chance to put the Funplex on the map, my chance to make something more of this job than a 9 to 5 vacuuming the carpet and looking for missing ski balls. My chance to prove myself that I can do this. Everyone's counting on me to bring in the customers and to keep them coming back for more. Without that, we're constantly at risk of the Funplex shutting down. So, no pressure or anything. Here I am, psyching myself up, watching the clock. Once the little hand hits the 10 and the big hand hits the 12, Funplex Type 2 is go. I don't want to be nervous. I don't want to be freaking out like I was at Max. I want to face this with absolute confidence. But, well, sadly, I'm me, and not someone else. And those old instincts to assume that everything will go wrong, those feelings are still hanging on. Almost time to go. Are you ready? No? Yes? You know what? Let's go with yes, even if it's no. Relax. You're a people person. Go out there and be a person to the people. Yeah. I'll be behind you every step of the way. I thought you were planning to hide in your workshop? Well, turn your back to the door. It'll technically be behind you. And drop by now and then to keep me company, maybe? But definitely focus on the event. It's your big day. Good luck. 10 o'clock. Time to do this. You can do this, Nego. And you know what? Even if the family curse makes you fail miserably and crash and burn, at least you can say you took an honest whack at it. You'll never succeed if you don't at least take a few whacks. With that settled, I pushed through the door and out into the arcade. Let's be honest, we'll probably get maybe a dozen randos anyway. No big deal, right? Cue the crowd at the door. I told you. And that is not a dozen looky-loos. That is considerably more than a dozen looky-loos. Wait, why am I panicking? This is a great problem to have. We wanted a big crowd for the event. Okay, it's more folks to wrangle, but I can do this. I can do this. I step out in front of the crowd, waving for attention. Hey! Hey, everyone! I look down to make sure I'm wearing pants, unlike my nightmares about public speaking. Speaking of public speaking. Welcome, everyone, to Funplex Type 2 at Francine's Arcade Funplex. Today, we've got some awesome things in store for you today. I'll go over the basics, then we get this party started. First, token machines will be spitting out extra tokens when you buy $5 or more of them, so make the most of it. Second, the Fist of Discomfort tournament. We're streaming it live on Queen Bee's channel. Sign-ups are at the prize desk. Oh, so we got her roped into it too. Awesome. See the giant pink flamingo for details. Third, high score contest for nearly every other game in the arcade. Register your 3-letter initials with Gavin at the desk to join in. Whoever holds the top score at the end of the day gets a trophy and tokens. So we're planning a monthly high... That's a good way to do it, actually, the initials thing. Planning a monthly high score and challenge leaderboard, so let's get that started. Fourth, Showtime stage will be free to play all day long. Put on your best moves and show us what you got. Fifth, I can confirm the rumors. We're going to have Magical Moon Kitties playable on the floor today. The Funplex is home to the indies. Finally, in a few minutes, I will be revealing our new rare game. Only a few prototypes were ever made, and today, you'll get to play one of them. All those things were on the flyers and the promotional website and so on, meaning the point-by-point was kind of redundant. They're ready to go. But I should pump up the crowd a bit, get them excited. Can't half-ass this either. Oh, it's place your thing. I'm gonna go veteran. Like, respect is the honesty one, but I feel like, let's go, like, yeah, for the people. The Funplex is meant to be fun for all. Casual gamer or core gamer, young or old, retro or modern. We want everybody to have a blast. Even if you don't walk away with the trophy, you'll be walking out of here with memories of a time well spent with these great games. And the great people you'll meet today. Is there anything we can do to make sure you're having fun? You let us know. And we hope you come back to the Funplex again to recapture the magic moments you'll experience today. On behalf of the Funplex, thank you for joining us at Funplex Type 2. Now, let's get gaming. Yep, that got him excited. Right, okay, now it's time to reveal our new rare game and get the show underway. Gavin and Naomi wheel the top-covered game out from the back room. You'd think they would have parked it and hidden it ahead of time, but whatever. Excitement builds in the crowd as it's pushed into place. My friends, I give you Phrase Invaders. An incredibly rare Japanese import. Oh, Japanese is capitalized. This is the long J. Font threw me off. Where you must accurately type words to shoot down alien invaders. Crowd's reaction is immediate. It exists? I only heard of it spoken in myth and legend. I must play this game immediately. Whoa, one at a time. Good portion of the crowd bum rushes the game, eager to be the first ones to get their hands on those clacky old keyboards.
Sweet.
I knew it. I knew that game would be a hit. See? See? Well, today's event drew a very hardcore audience. Whether or not a rare Japanese import draws consistent profit over time during normal operating hours remains to be seen. Sheesh, why do you always have to poop in our ice cream, Gavin? Just let us have this. My nerves unwind somewhat on seeing everybody ready to go. Maybe today will work out just fine after all. With the event underway, folks head off to sign up for the high score challenges, the FOD tourney, or just to play some games. As for me, I work my way through the crowd and back to the desk. One last thing to do, check in with our VIPs before they dive headfirst into the store. Teo's manning the stage to encourage folks to get silly on the dance floor. Percy's preparing for his Moopy run. Queen Bee's ready to face her first opponents. I know I can rely on the staff, but in a lot of ways, the gamers are our star talent for the day. It's their event. I need to support them. For starters, I wave over Teo. Everything set for today's dancing, Teo? In Teo fashion, he winks and gives me a thumbs up.
Absolutely.
Ready to rock, but can't stop to chat. Running the stage is my focus the next few hours, and it's going to take every ounce of social juice I can squeeze out. You need me? Check me out during lunch break, okay? Phrasing, and K. Percy, world record time. You up for this? Absolutely. Whoa, okay, he definitely looks focused today, not his usual softly smiling self. Yeah, we set up a little camera to record the whole thing. When I set the record, I'll submit it as new high score to defeat. The culmination of years of effort, all coming to a head. Pressure's well and truly on, isn't it? I could always try for another day, yes, but this isn't for me. I mean, never was for me, but today it's also for you. For the Funplex, you mean? For you. This event is more than a way to put the Funplex on the map. It's like your own personal high score attempt, chasing a dream, always grasping, just out of reach. I'd hate to let you all down. Morale improvement systems online, aim the encouragement cannons. We'll do the joke. I understand that game with the monkey and the barrels is somewhat popular. Maybe you destroy that score if you strike out today. Too much drama around that one for my taste. And while Moopy is deeply important to me. But I understand your meaning. I'll do my best, Neko. You have my word as a Sinclair. Percy offers a quick two-fingered salute and then marches off to war with Mr. Moopy's magic maze, having a seat on his stool to begin the run. Next up, checking in with... Hey. Ready for the tournament?
No way.
No, I am not ready in the slightest. Not for this, not for him. The subtle head nod she indicates a fairly nondescript fellow in a t-shirt and jeans. Standard gamer gear. There's an unusual design on the back of his jacket, like some wide-eyed fanged Oni. This is a local event, right? Funplex regulars, city scrubs, a bunch of dance maniacs from Max? Yes, that's what this is. And why is the demon here? The who?
Hey, listen.
Known on Western Shores as the demon, and in his home country of Japan as Kami. He's the top-rated fist of discomfort player in the world. As for your question, Miss B, I invited him. What?
Ooh.
You asked me to handle invitations for the tournament, remember? Part of my helpful assistance in setting up Funplex Type 2. Honestly, I was surprised he accepted my invitation. All the other top-rated pros turned it down flat. He even flew here from Japan on his own dime. Yen. Isn't that nice of him? Neko, did your magical phone fairy just put me dead in the crosshairs of the greatest player who ever lived? Maybe? Yes. We'll go with yes. Sorry? I am so completely... Maybe can't be losing morale now, and I can't have my friends fretting over this. Plus, this is one of the main events, in which he's in top fighting form. She's an all-star entertainer. We've got to pump her up. So Queen Bee wrings her hands and chews her lips. I lock eyes with her. Queen Bee? Yeah? Destroy him. This is your shot at taking down the demon. Fate dropped this in your lap, and now you get to do what you do best. Fucking own it. He squeaks out a smile. It's not our usually radiantly confident grin.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks, kid. I'll give it a shot. As she marches off to join the tournament, I'm getting a sinking feeling.
Did I make a mistake?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
My calculations estimated that having a top player would bring in at least 150% more attendance.
Oops. I got the Windows button instead of the spacebar.
I mean, I was just trying to help this event be the best it could be.
It wasn't the worst idea. Don't worry about it, Iris. I asked you to invite star players that would hype the event to the moon, and that's what you did. And even if the demon beats Queen Bee, well, the Funplex
Even
wins.
So, I feel kind of bad, but it's good that I feel bad, right? That I'm not making a purely quantitative analysis of the situation.
Humans are rarely purely quantitative.
Exactly.
That, oddly enough, cheers her up a bit. Right, that's everybody squared away. For the next few hours, it's Floor Attendant Neko on duty, making sure Funplex Type 2 soars like an eagle, rather than a turkey. Turkeys will mess you up. If not from a very great height. By and large, the event runs itself, or rather, Teo, Ashley, Gavin, and Naomi keep it rolling. My job is to troubleshoot. And boy howdy, is there trouble to shoot. I mean, this is no surprise. Best laid plans and all that. Not 1 hour in, and we've got problems. Even if they aren't major ones, I don't want even minor problems to mess up this event. Not even one glass of spilled milk. My stress level is so high that I might start bawling at the sight of it. Can I be of assistance? I'd like to make things up to you after the invitation snafu. Currently, I'm detecting 3 problems for you to solve. Someone beating up a cabinet, a player loudly cursing at a game, and a crowd milling around the vending machines. As floor attendant and event manager, it's my duty to make things right. The crowd's already on edge from all the high-stakes competitions. Where do I start, though? You do not attack my machines. Gamer's busy smacking the side of a Wild Rider cabinet. The fake plastic motorcycle handles in the front, and the game rattle each time. No, 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 this can't be happening. Sir? Sir? Sir. You're not allowed to hit the games. Plus, if Naomi saw this, he'd be as good as excommunicated. Oh, you're that guy who got mad when the fat dude would stop playing Moopy, right? Sorry, I've got anger issues. I'm trying to work on them. Would you just look at this? All the rotten luck. I got the top lap score. I did it, and now the game's frozen right after crossing the finish line. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Wild Rider is one of our most problematic games, constantly freezing or going splat. Naomi fixes it at least once a week. It was made in the early 2000s, with janky low polys and low production values as a whole. Sorry for hitting the game. I guess that was pretty stupid of me, but is there anything you can do to help me keep my score? I've got a real shot of winning this one. The guy rose me the wrong way, but he seems sincere in his apology. And he's a paying customer today, despite claiming he'd leave forever, so I should keep that ball rolling. Let's see. Let me check with Naomi. Okay, hang on. I'm going to check with our technician and see if there's anything we do to recover your game. Already texted Naomi for you. Thanks, Iris. Naomi comes charging out of her workshop looking perturbed. Wild Rider again? Quickly she flips around behind the game, popping open the back panel. She uses her phone's flashlight to poke through the works. These early 3D games are such a pain. If it was pure retro game, or even a pure modern one, it'd be way more reliable. Okay, I think I see the problem. 1 second. And like that, the virtual motorcycle unfreezes, confetti and cheers sounding from the game as it properly registers for the lap time. All done. Call me if it breaks again. Bye. Oh man, she did it. My score saved. Hallelujah. I owe you. Seriously, I'm taking home that Wild Rider trophy. Another happy customer, but I should keep an eye on that game in case it falls apart again. Next problem. Yeah, we got a language even. Well, immature stats to pull. That mother... Whoa. Settle down, please. Fortunately, for me, the game recognized me immediately thanks to my speech earlier. And also, fortunately for me, she calms down considerably, too. Sorry. I'm glad you're here. I need your help. I mean, just look at this. Curious, I take a look at the currently top score in Qbert, which is registered to the initials ASS. Can you believe it? Someone beat my top score, then put in joke initials to ruin my day. I know exactly who did it, too. Steve. That son of a... He's always pulling like this just to mess with me. Hey, there he is. Steve, get your ass over here. Steve glances over, and with a bemused smirk, strolls over to join us. Joy, something wrong? Of course, something. You stole my high score. Did I? Oh, hey, look at that. I guess I did. Sucks to be you, huh, Joy? And your initials are? Because I know for a fact Gavin would have let you register for the high score competition as ASS. Well, I played a little joke. So what? Still my score up there. I'm taking home that trophy tonight. Urge to kill, rising, must control, fist of death. Just straight up. Yeah, sorry, no. You want the trophy? Use your real initials. I'm disqualifying that score. Joy score status is the current winner. Smart decision making. I'll text Gavin to tell him to keep Joy score on top. Boy, this is an outrage. You don't see Deco's Palace treating customers this way. Huh. Thank you. And man, please keep the cursing down. I know it's mostly hardcore gamers here today, but we do have some kids around. Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's just that Steve gets me so mad. Gets right under my skin, you know? I'll keep it to myself from now on. Appreciate the help. No longer swearing, Joy. Even event manager Nego putting his foot down on troublemakers everywhere. On to the next crisis. Wait a second. Loop back around the center room, I can't help but notice two things. First, he's looking oddly irate. And Queen Bee is missing. My instinct says I should tend to our VIPs first and foremost. I don't think I can cover both of them in time, but I could help out at least one of them. Even if it leaves the last of those crowd problems twisting in the wind. I don't know, this is triage. Where should I focus? Ugh. This is actually a tough one. We'll do Percy. The crowd around Percy is decent, but not the mob scenes we're seeing around Fisted Discomfort of the snack machines. Mostly curious onlookers watching Percy as he loses the game? I don't even think I've seen a game over screen from Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Percy gives the joystick an angry smack before quickly pumping in another token and starting again. For that matter, I've never seen Percy actually angry. Even when his runs aren't going great, he's usually so chill about it all.
Oh, for sake.
Another first. Hearing Percy swear. I gotta step in. He needs some team support. Hey, Percy. Remember to breathe. In, out. In, also out. You can do this. You've done this dozens of times before. Closes his eyes for a moment as the screen refreshes between the two mazes.
Exactly. I've done this dozens of times before. Hundreds of times. So why am I actually losing? Blast it! I keep making stupid mistakes. Losing lives at an unacceptable rate. I should be building up a stock. A safety buffer for bad RNG manipulation runs or for taking quick breaks. Instead, I'm barely keeping my head above water. Truthfully. This is my second game over today. If this was some glitzy showpiece run at Deco's Palace with the big names in retro score chasing play, I'd probably have shut down the whole show by now to save face.
It's early in the morning. You can afford a few mistakes, right? Possibly. Possibly not. A 3.5 million world record run would take hours. I'm not sure there's enough hours left in the event, even if I was at peak performance.
Bloody hell. This isn't me. I should be better than this. I have to be better than this.
Oh, bugger it. From earlier, it's clear he felt that achieving his dream alongside mine was important to him. First things first, he needs to stop for now and calm down. Playing angry clearly isn't working. What can I do to help here? Very lightly, I rest one hand on his shoulder, but my voice is firm, even if my touch is gentle. Think you need to step away for a minute. Find a minute for a breather. You only just started a new game. Surely a few minutes won't make or break things. Quite right. He steps away from the game into the crowd to take a breather. No point in throwing away games. I need to refocus myself. Quite right as always, love. Right. Step 2. As much as it may hurt him to admit it, he needs to accept the possibility that today just isn't the day. I've worked here long enough to know Percy's heart. He only finds peace in the game when he's at peace with himself. This pressure to succeed is too much. Percy, listen to me, please. Win or lose, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Your friends are proud of you. I suppose you're right. I'm letting no one down today by my poor performance. No one except myself, really.
Rather unfortunate.
Would that I could simply take a mulligan and try again. Would that there was time. About winning the game while at Funplex Type 2. No, well, I'd love to do that, as I've noted, yes. It's complicated, and nothing you need to worry about. Percy, nothing to worry about at all. See, when you say things like that, I worry. It's like that dog sitting in a burning room saying, "This is fine." Shout out to Casey Green. Pardon? Percy is apparently not hip to the memes of the youths, as he isn't old. Look, love, I'd stick around to chat, but if I'm to make the record, I should get back to it. Still, I'll try to take your words to heart. It's just another run. No more, no less. I have to see it that way, whether or not it's true. Now, you've got an event to manage here. I can play my best knowing you're doing your best out there. Got my word on that.
Once more into the breach, Mr. Moopy.
Alright. And he's back into the maze, zapping monsters, collecting treasures, looking for the exit. Time and time again. I just realized, it feels like it's been a while since the last save. Something nasty is brewing here. Percy's the one you can usually count on to be, well, a rock, stable if inert. A fixture of the arcade, like furniture. I'm not used to him having problems. Honestly, I haven't paid as much attention to him as I have to others. I don't know what's going on in his head, and right now I feel like I should. I'll check in with him later, just to be safe. Half of Funplex Type 2 in the can. Have to go. Been running myself ragged trying to catch every little problem, and there's still plenty left to do. But no sense in not practicing self-care, too. Time to get my lunch on. While a nice quiet moment to myself would probably help, what would help more would be a smidge of social interaction beyond crisis management. Percy and Queen Bee are obviously tied up in their own affairs, but everybody else should be open. Who could I lean on in my time of need? He asked me to show up, so... Naomi's been hiding away in her workshop all day, coming out only for spot repairs on games. I'll go see if she wants to hit the whole story or something for lunch. Turn the handle into the wide double doors of her workspace and step inside. As expected, she's tinkering with the circuit board when I arrive. Hey, hey.
Oh, Neko. It's good to see you. How's the event going so far?
It's a bit rocky, but we're making it happen. Right now I need to make lunch happen or I'm going to pass out. Do you want to head out to Whole Story, get some chow?
No need. I came prepared. And prepared a little extra if you like.
She unpacks a pair of wooden boxes from her backpack, each one a classic Japanese bento, enough rice and Munchables for one person.
Sweet.
I figured you might be too busy today to go out, so I planned ahead.
For me? Dang, Naomi, that's nice of you. Her workplace isn't exactly a 5-star restaurant, but it'll do. We crack open our boxes and get to work on them. It seems she's just as hungry as I am from the way she chows down. There's enough room in between bites to chat, so... Okay, so I gotta know. Why the fixation on retro games? I'm not saying they aren't cool, it's just not something folks our age are usually into, right?
I'd contest that with posts by 20-somethings on classic game collector sites. But you're really asking why I'm into this stuff.
Yes.
And hey, what's not to love? The cool glow of a cathode ray tube, blooming color through the scan lines, the simple and clean pixel art style. One stick, a few buttons, easy to learn, hard to master. You can keep your crazy networked real-time strategy beat-em-up esports fighter thingies. Give me a maze, or a spaceship, or a bunch of dots any day.
Or a princess to rescue and turtles to jump on.
Right, well, more the jumping than the rescuing. Not enough games have princesses rescuing princes, or cats, or anything really.
So how'd you get started with retro games?
Well, I know the cliche answer is I had an older brother who introduced me into games. But that's basically the truth. Sort of, indirectly, I guess. For a whole summer, my jerk of a brother was in charge of babysitting me, and being a teenager, he didn't want to bother. He wanted to go to the arcade to hang with his friends. So he dragged little old me with him to the arcade, gave me a fistful of tokens, and told me to go keep myself busy. At first I played what all kids played, ticket games, prize games, but I got bored with it fast, realizing I wasn't winning much of anything. Honestly, kids are smart, right? They gotta realize they're being scammed.
Don't be so hard on kids. They've worked the floor for weeks. Or I've worked the floor for weeks. I've seen how fixated a kid can get on some high-ticket plushie. And you've made up your mind and already spent piles of tokens. Well, you gotta keep going. Otherwise, you have to admit it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, it's cruel, the sunk cost fallacy. I wish I could just give those kids the toy they want, or I don't know, sell it. But no way Gavin would allow that. Plus, well, there was one other ticket with the ticket game area. Or one other problem with the ticket game area. Too many kids, just way too many kids I didn't know, from schools I didn't go to. I was too timid to ask someone to leave a game I wanted to play, or even hover around them, where they might talk to me. I'm really not good with strangers, huge crowds of them. Once I get to know someone well, they're not a stranger, that's different. Like you. I got to know you quickly enough. Considering she gave me your lunch on day 1 and made me a lunch for today, quickly indeed. But there was one area of the arcade which had next to nobody playing games, where I didn't need to put a quarter up and wait in line, where everything was fun.
Retro games.
Exactly. Only a few older guys back there. I could play anything I wanted. Every game was a single token. It was also amazingly cool and flashy and colorful, and oh, it was paradise. Those games were my new best friends. Now I look forward to my jerk of a brother abandoning me in the arcade to go play fighting games. Eventually, summer vacation ended and it was back to school, but I kept visiting arcades, especially ones with good retro collections. So, that's how I got into classic arcade games.
Honestly. Yeah, but given you're afraid of strangers in general, isn't hanging around the back of an arcade with a bunch of skeevy older dudes kind of terrifying?
Percy skeevy too?
Well, of course not.
Exactly. I don't like to assume the worst of people, especially fellow retro gamers. Old, young, we've got a shared passion.
To be fair, the newer ones are bigger douchebags.
And besides, my brother was nearby, and despite being a bit of a jerk, he would have relished the chance to throw his weight around if someone got weird. I know it's a little weird for me not to be interested in newer games, and it's not like new games are universally awful, but I like what I like. I love what I love. When I do what I love for a living, how cool is that? As long as the Funplex stays open and keeps its retro spirit bright, I'll be happy.
Well, event manager Nego will see to it that we keep our doors open. Today's event will go a long way to keeping your dream alive.
Thanks so much for that. I know I'm kind of quietly hiding in the back today, but I'm really proud of you. I wanted you to know that. I think we should both get back to what we do best, for the glory of the Funplex.
For the glory of the Funplex. After packing up the remains of the lunch, it gets back to her work, and I get back to mine. But I can certainly say my day's a little brighter now. Next few hours pass quickly. With renewed confidence, Percy's deep into his world record run and performing admirably. He's intensely focused on that score, inching ever closer. We're gonna have a power outage or something. Yeah, that's ominous music. That's never good. Okay, maybe it is okay. While Queen Bee effortlessly destroys locals on the path to her inevitable showdown with the demon. Myself, I float through it all, taking care of little problems while keeping an eye on both of them. As the event winds to a close, all eyes are on our two main events, and the very real possibility of our local heroes falling apart at the finish line. Technically, the arcade-wide score competition is still on, but the crowds are ignoring the games in favor of crowding around Fist of Discomfort and Moopy. Percy's been on a solid run since his earlier fumbles. Queen Bee's been effortlessly destroying all competitors, as expected. But the demon has been matching her game for game, destroying all his opponents as well. And as predicted, the grand finals will come down to Queen Bee versus the demon. And as for the magical world of Moopy, Percy's closing in on that world record, with the tape rolling ready to submit to Twin Galaxies. Pressure's on. I helped Percy through his frustration. I could be there for him at the end, too. But undoubtedly the tournament has a bigger crowd. I might be needed there. I can't be there for them both, as much as I want to. Who do I want to focus on? Go with Percy. I know our main event is Fist of Discomfort, but Percy's having a difficult day, judging by how frustrated he was this morning. I want to be there for the end of his run. And I like that they made more than one level for this, because this is different from the one you see at the beginning. The good news is that he's closing in on the world record, approaching 3.5 million. A small crowd has gathered to watch Percy's progress. Not as large a crowd as the one around Fist of Discomfort, but Retro still has a following in 20xdx, clearly.
Almost there, you can do it.
I gently push my way into the crowd, to the front of the crowd. Percy is deep in concentration as I see a bead of sweat slide down his brow. As much as I don't want to take his focus off Moopy, Percy could use a little check-in. Almost there?
Almost there.
Mr. Moopy glides through maze after maze, point pressing by sticking around just long enough to grab all the dots. To zap all the monsters before exiting stage left. His expression is dead serious, absolute focus, in the zone. I don't know once he achieves this dream he's been reaching for, we'll get our happy Percy back from the zone. He's playing well, much better than this morning. Good to see. Any minute now, just a matter of minutes before the world record is his, long last. I'm almost... Percy? Almost? Something's wrong. Something's very wrong. That is not the look of someone in the zone. That is the look of someone in actual physical pain. Percy's face becomes a sharp grimace as his hand clutches around the joystick hard enough to send Mr. Moopy down a dead end. Oh no. Right hand. Oh, I hope it's just anxiety, not an actual heart attack. His right hand clutches at his chest, every muscle in his body tightening. That's forming on his brow. If I didn't know any better, I'd think.
No, not now. Not now.
You can't kill Percy. You might be able to kill Percy. Percy, are you okay there? What's wrong? It's nothing. It's nothing. Just my heart. It's fine. Just this condition I have. Quickly, he grabs my jacket with the same ferocity as he was grabbing at his shirt.
Please, just a few minutes. Don't do anything. Don't stop me yet. I can do this.
Well, if I call 911, they might get here after he gets the score. This is his dream. I finally realized. Defeat the high score. My dream is a spectacular event when we'll make the Funplex soar. But neither of our dreams are worth his life. Iris, call 911. Hurry. On it. I'm sorry, Percy. We need to get you to a hospital. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Reluctantly, he lets go of the joystick, leaning heavily on the cabinet. This movie dies 1,000 deaths. At least without the need to focus on the game, he's calmer. Don't blame yourself, please. It's not your fault. I just... Ugh. Avis will be here soon. You'll be fine. I promise. Please. Don't make promises that'll be beyond your ability to keep. Gavin, can you help me? Nodding quickly, Gavin moves to Percy's side, assisting me in getting him off the stool and lying him down on the ground. Gavin takes a moment to direct the ever-growing crowd. Funny how emergencies always draw way more attention than the event itself. I need everyone to back away and give Percy some space. And Amos will be arriving soon, and I need a clear path. Crowd murmurs, some of them feeling uncomfortable, wandering off to the Fist of Discomfort finals, which are clearly wrapping up from the sound of it. Others make a clear path, but stand around watching and waiting. This isn't how I wanted it to end. It's not over. It's just over for now, okay? I'm with you. I'm here with you. Focus on me. We'll get through this. I suppose. Thank you. I'm sorry to burden you with this. A few minutes later, the ambulance approaches, and EMTs rush into the arcade, rolling along a stretcher. I go with them, of course, because this is my fault. I'm the one who organized the event. I'm the one who pushed everyone past their limits, all in the name of making my dream a reality. I've been working hard to make what would have been a temporary job into a long string of temporary jobs, into something more, something I believe in, but I didn't stop to think of what that would cost me and everyone around me. I wasn't a blood relative, but Percy insisted I stay with him the whole way through the admission process. I was there when the doctor explained that the tremor had passed, and with emergency medication and an overnight observation period, he'd likely be released the next day. And even as visiting hours dwindled away, I stayed at his bedside. On the plus side, I'll be swimming in little pudding cups tonight, I suppose. Might be hard to sleep, what with all that free sugar. Truth be told, he's in better spirits than I am. I suppose I owe you an explanation, don't I? It's not like you're obliged to share your medical history with a stranger, Percy. But you're hardly a stranger, yes? Now, I wouldn't call you a confidant, but I'll confide in you regardless. There's a heart disease, a rare one, which runs in my family. Now it's my time. I tried treatment for it, but I'm afraid my old ticker didn't improve one bit. So, how long do you have? At last check, 2 years. I think you see now why I'm rather eager to topple that high score sooner rather than later. As there may not be a later, you see? Holy shit.
Now, none of that. I made peace with this ages ago. Life is, unfortunately, a fatal illness. Everybody passes in time. Mine may be sooner than others, sooner than yours, but that's just how it's going to be.
I've barely spent any time with this guy and I've got feels anyway.
The important thing is not the quantity, but the quality of that life. I'm aiming to make the most of my remaining days.
I'm going to feel so guilty when I go on a Queen Bee run later and then he keels over.
Charities, working on my Moopy ambition, enjoying time with friends, things like that.
And playing a silly arcade game for hours and hours every day counts as quality time? And did I say it? I regret it. Normally I stop and think more, decide something appropriate to say, but it just slipped out. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to mind. Absolutely. I suppose I may as well summarize for you the reason why I'm obsessive about my silly arcade game. My sister. My dear little sister Stella, the first in my family to fall to this heart disease. Stella was the one who loved Moopy, loved it with all her heart, and it's in her honor that I chased my score, not for my glory, but for her memory. Now I don't know what to say. And even at like $3.25 million, you'd think he'd at least be in the top 3 or 5. So he definitely got something done. I don't really know Percy that well. I never truly sat down with him to chat or anything like that. Now he's bearing his soul to me. But again, he seems to understand my predicament.
Cheer up, love. It's my burden to bear, not yours. Truthfully, I'm lucky today wasn't the end. I'll have another chance, and I've you to thank for that.
Bullshit. Pardon? Percy, I got so wrapped up in promoting the Funplex that I nearly put you in the morgue. I feel like a complete jackass. You could deserve better than that. Better than someone so focused on dragging themselves out of depression that they ignore the needs of their friends. Come now, it's not quite like that. I agreed to help you with the Funplex Type 2. That was my choice. I knew that high pressure could do this, and I did it anyway. For you, and for me. You know why it's so... Now you know why it's so important to me. You know why I'd ignored even my doctor's orders and carry on.
So if you insist on considering yourself a fool, well, I'm just as foolish. We could be proper fools together. Is that acceptable?
Yeah.
Then we have an accord.
2 years, huh? Give or take. I do want to thank you for being at my side today. Through the morning and the long dark of the evening. It has helped tremendously, believe me. I rather think we get along well, yes? Can't think of a better person to steer the ship known as the Funplex that I've chosen for my final sail. It's strange how at peace he is with the idea of dying. Wow, they're like just throwing the confessions in. We're on chapter 3. I mean, Funplex is lucky to have you. And I consider you a friend, not just a patron with pockets of tokens to spend. Is there anything I can do to help you along the way? Already doing it, love. Good people, good company, and Mr. Moopy. I can't think of a better place to be than the Funplex. Before I can say another word, there's a sharp knock at the door, which then immediately opens. Does she know him better than I? They told me your heart exploded or something. Also, hi, kid. Hi? Ah, Queen Bee, how'd the tournament go? Afraid I was a bit occupied at the moment, couldn't watch the finals. Who cares? I do, I just said so, yes? Sorry, right, I'll keep it short. I lost. I got completely and utterly owned, too. Oh, jeez. Surprisingly enough, it's not as bad as I'd feared. Seems that the demon actually came all this way not to kick my ass, but to scout me. He's forming a team, and wants me to join. Wait, the demon's hiring you? No more L7? No more L7. Way to twist a defeat into a victory, eh? Another dream I nearly annihilated while trying to achieve mine. Nearly, though. Thank goodness for turns of fortune. Right, so that's my story, in Reader's Digest form. Now it's your turn, Pear. What the man? Nothing for you to concern yourself with, just a minor embuggerance. Oh, this is the same thing your sister had, isn't it? She knows. Well, it's not like Percy's only friends with me. Seems he's told Queen Bee this tale, too. No wonder she rushed right over. Well, yes. How long? 2 years. Hospital PA system chimes, grabbing my attention. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. Visiting hours are now over. Visiting hours are now over. There's time for you two to head on home. And don't you worry about me. I'll be out of here in the morning. I'll take a break from Moopy for a time, but I'll pop by the Funplex. The Funplex? The Funplex. All the same. Only for sure, Percy. You know me, love. I'm an optimization expert, and my way of keeping calm through the silliness is to optimize the happiness I can find in time remaining to me. That means the Funplex. The Funplex. Queen Bee offers me a ride back to the Funplex in her car. I've still got an event to wrap up, and then a bus to catch back to my apartment. Neither of us really feel like talking on the way there. I feel like if you have more points with her, like maybe there's a conversation in there. Maybe not. I'm back. Not that there's much to come back to. The plastic trophies I'd picked out for the high score contest are gone, along with our winners. Looks like everybody's closing up shop. Ashley tidying up a bit, Naomi literally having fallen asleep at the prize desk. And Francine, up way past her bedtime, squinting at a computer printout.
Hello, dearie.
Oh, there you are, Neko. Gavin ran the numbers while you were out. Despite the discount on tokens, we made a tidy profit today, far above and beyond what the Funplex normally draws. From what Ashley tells me, the mood was quite jovial near the end, with many nice folks saying they plan to return. And even if the local champ didn't win a fist of discomfort, they got to see the demon in action. That's a feather in our cap. I hope you'd be pleased with the news. This is what you wanted, yes? To put the Funplex on the map? Business is going to be just peachy now, especially with more lovely parties like this one. Yeah, okay, sorry. I am happy about it, just exhausted? Emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Well, for what it's worth, we're all rather exhausted, dearie. but we've got no regrets. I'd like to think I know a thing or two about dreams. Dreams and how difficult they can be to make a reality. Your dream of a thriving funplex is going to take hard work from each and every one of us. But we're ready, willing, and able. Well, true, Queen Bee didn't win, and true, Percy was, hospitalized, but poor dear. But we did it! Your friends saw it through.
Yay!
And they do it all over again, without a doubt.
I nod, a bit numb to it all. I'm sure I'll feel like $1 million tomorrow when Percy strolls back in and smiles, and Queen Bee is supporting her fancy new team jacket. Because that's going to get made overnight. Knowing this game, probably will. Or, well, it's going to be a few days down the line again, probably. When the daytime crowds are thick with newcomers, happy to be playing the games they love. When I really get to see the effects of what we accomplished. But for now, I really just want to go to bed. You need anything else from me tonight?
We're all wrapped up like a bow. I'm on my way home for a good night's sleep myself. Go home, Neko. We'll see you tomorrow.
I turn the keys in the lock, slumping into the apartment.
Hi!
So, how'd it go? Was Funplex Type 2 every bit as awesome as the awesome poster I designed for it?
Players went home happy and business is booming.
Hooray! Why don't you look happy?
It's been a long day.
Well, okay. Honestly, Neko, you're an inspiration to me. You had the guts to chase your dreams. It's tough work, but I knew that Iris could find you something you'd love. And I've been wondering if I should follow in your footsteps.
You want to become an arcade czar?
No, silly. I mean, just try to find something to do with my life other than make coffee for executives and file their paperwork.
Got it!
Like that poster. Maybe I could try to be a graphic designer, maybe. I've always loved doing stuff like that. What do you think?
Except that following your dreams can run you ragged, like it did to me today. Could nearly torpedo your future. It could even kill you. Is it worth it? Is it really worth all the trouble? Even though I know it's a huge pain in the ass. Francine's right. I chose this path. I chose to make my life difficult in order to make my life into something. Juniper's helped me out along the way, and I should help her in turn. I'm not gonna lie. It wouldn't be easy, not by a long shot. But yeah, I think you should chase your dreams. Become an artist on your own terms.
I knew I had the right idea. Thanks, Neko. You need to go to bed and sleep. Tomorrow I'll make you pancakes. A reward for my hardworking arcade czar. You used to have pancakes every morning during those summer trips, right? Your mom made them.
That was ages ago, Juniper, when my folks could afford trips to the shore. And Juniper gets a wry smile.
I think I know exactly how we can celebrate your newfound success. How about
kegs and eggs? A beach? Oh, they did the beach. They did a beach episode. Because of course they did. Because every anime, anything vaguely anime has to have a beach episode. A beach vacation? I want to keep going, but I really need to. I have to go make my life difficult so I can get other things done. You've cleared level 4 of the
Okay, Spirit, a winner is you. Now let's see your score.
I love how like all my scores on the right are so like almost flatline.
Looks like you're really hitting it off with Naomi. Would be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you've scored 13,550 points. Woohoo! Today's pizza fact is
the world's largest. I forgot I subscribed to Pizza Facts.
The world's largest pizza covered 10,000 square feet and measured 140 feet across. It weighed in at 44,457 pounds. Want to save your game for proceeding to level 5?
Yes.